Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Rodrygo to Arsenal is progressing very well. Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso have reached a consensus to sell the player this summer, and Arsenal have been informed of that information. The player will be sold 100% if the right offer arrives, and Arsenal have been told 90 million euros is going to do the deal, but if an offer arrives about 75 to 85 million euros, a deal can also be done right there. So that tells you that Madrid are now 100% willing to sell to Arsenal. It's just that we're waiting for that talk after the Club World Cup between Rodrygo and Xabi Alonso. It will happen, and the player is going to be informed of the decision 100%. Also, Arsenal have to sell their own. Gabriel Martinelli has been approached by Saudi Arabian clubs, and a deal could be done for 70 to 80 million. Now, Arsenal, it is unclear at the moment whether Martinelli wants to go to Saudi, whether Arsenal are really mad about selling Gabriel Martinelli, but we've been told Arsenal want to upgrade in that area, and if the right offer comes in, they will sell Martinelli. Arsenal are not pushing Martinelli away, but if the right offer comes in, they're open to selling and upgrading in that position. We are also going to talk about Sami Makpo's update on Kai Havertz. He says a couple of clubs are actually monitoring the situation on Kai Havertz, especially this summer and next summer. If he doesn't leave this summer, a couple of German clubs will want to sign him next summer because he'll be left with 2 years on his deal. Would you sell Kai Havertz before you sell Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal? If we get a centre forward, would you sell Kai Havertz? Would you consider the sale of Kai Havertz, or would you want to have Kai Havertz, a new centre forward, and then Gabriel Jesus as well? Talk to me in the comment box below. We're going to be discussing all these topics on the channel. Like I said yesterday, a lot of stories are going to come out now since Arsenal are getting closer to pre-season. But let's start off with that big story reported by The Athletic via Mario Contegana, and they are saying that Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso are now very open to selling Rodrygo this summer. The club won't block an exit if a suitable offer comes in for the player this summer. Arsenal have already held preliminary talks with the player's representatives, and a deal is progressing very well. Now, Marca is a very well-respected outlet based in Spain, and they will have very good information about Madrid. They will have very good information about things happening in Spain, especially around Real Madrid. And they're saying that in Madrid, when you don't play, you leave. Rodrygo is now surplus requirements at Real Madrid and will be sold if the right offer arrives. So you can see that the decision is now going public. A couple of media outlets are actually picking it up. Actually, Ben Jacobs has also confirmed the same thing, and he says that like I reported yesterday, Rodrygo's situation remains the same. Talks with Real Madrid will only take place after the Club World Cup. Real Madrid are open to a sale as reported below. And below, he actually gave us a very interesting update on the 2nd day of July. Today is 4th, that is 2 days ago. And he said that Arsenal view Rodrygo as a perfect fit for the team. Real Madrid winger will hold talks with Xabi Alonso once they're back from the Club World Cup to clarify his future. Arsenal yet to learn if the player is hoping to leave or not, but Real Madrid are prepared to sanction a move or an exit at around 90 million euros. Rodrygo viewed as a dream left-winger target, but comfortable at right wing as well, a position that he has played often at Real Madrid. And a couple of other players, of course, Noni Madueke and Eberechi Eze, are also being looked at in order for Arsenal to bolster their attacking options. Now, for me, this is Madrid trying to tell Rodrygo, before the talks happen, right, before we come back from the Club World Cup, you're free to go. Because by the time the Club World Cup ends, it's going to be very close to the beginning of the season. It will be like 30 days or less to the beginning of the campaign. Actually, it will be less than 30 days because our pre-season begins on the 19th of July, and the new season begins on the 15th of July. So Madrid have literally just told Rodrygo, you're no longer wanted. Bro, I don't know how these guys do their stuff, but they are absolutely brutal. They're really brutal. And the Marca have just brought out the real character at Real Madrid. And this is what top clubs do. I've been talking about Tomiyasu in my recent video. Tomiyasu has left Arsenal by mutual contract termination. But I was talking about Tomiyasu, and I was asking, what would a club like Madrid do? What would a club like Bayern do? They are going to let you go. If you're surplus to requirement, they don't keep you around, because then you're occupying a spot of a player that would actually play for them, right, in that, in that spot. So Madrid are looking at Rodrygo. He's earning big wages at the club at the moment. He doesn't want to play on the right wing, and Xabi Alonso doesn't care about Rodrygo on the right wing. He's playing Adegule there, and they've also signed Mastonto, as far as I understand, on the right wing spot. And on the left wing, it is Vinicius and Kylian Mbappe. So essentially and effectively, I'm sorry to say this, but we might get a player in Rodrygo because he's become surplus to requirement. But this is what I want to clarify. Becoming surplus requirement at Madrid or Barcelona doesn't mean that you are a bad player. Take an example, Cesc Fabregas. He fumbles and he wobbles at Barcelona. He comes into the Premier League, the mighty Premier League, the league that is the best in the world. He comes back from Barcelona, where he has struggled for like 5 years, and he wins the Premier League with Chelsea and is the top assister in the Premier League that season. Right? That is surplus requirements at Barcelona. Alexis Sanchez, we know his story at Arsenal. Surplus requirements at Barcelona, comes into this Arsenal team and revolutionizes the way we appreciate attackers at Arsenal. The same with Ozil, the same with Di Maria, the same with Casemiro, the same with Higuain, the same with other players that have left Real Madrid. Once your surplus requirements, they will get their money and kick you out. So they've just kicked him out. It's a little bit disrespectful, honestly, right? It's a little bit disrespectful, because they would have waited until the end of the Club World Cup, sat down with the player, and then communicated this. But Madrid have intentionally leaked this to the media to tell Arsenal and whoever is interested, come and get this guy. Like, just come and get this guy out of the team. We are no longer interested in having him here, right? And we know this because it happened to Martin Odegaard. When Carlo Ancelotti was appointed as new manager, he called Martin Odegaard and he told him, you are a great player, great talent, but I'm going to keep Dani Ceballos. I am not going to keep you. I think that, your surplus requirement. And it was a shocking decision because everyone was like, what? Odegaard is a surplus requirement at a Madrid team that are going to keep Dani Ceballos? And he comes into this Arsenal team. Fast forward, he is captain. So Arsenal now have been given clarity on what to do. And it's funny. By the way, let me talk about this. It is funny that Arsenal have clarity on the most complicated deal of the summer, and we don't have clarity on the center forward situation. It is funny. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Arsenal do not have, and it's not our fault, by the way. It's not Arsenal's fault that we don't have clarity. But I'm saying we have been tracking strikers for 2 years, and we don't have clarity on either role. And we already have clarity on Rodrygo and his transfer. And I think why we have clarity is the way Madrid do business. Madrid don't take a lot of time trying to decide what is going to happen with the player. They don't take that time. They're a big club, and that's how they do transfers. If they want Jude Bellingham, they approach Dortmund, they make a bid accepted, player signs. If they want to sell, they inform you that you will be sold. They accept bids, you are sold, right? So it's now, the ball is into Arsenal's hands. There's a lot of work to do on player side because we don't have green light from Rodrygo. We don't have the green light from the player that you can bid or you can sign me. We have got to agree personal terms. We are being told that he wants 300K. Is it 300K? Yeah, he wants 300K per week net, right? If he wants 300K net, that means that you've got to pay him about 450. But I think that can be negotiated down and that can be resolved. And then we are also hearing that Madrid will be willing to accept 80 to 85 million euros. Now, what has informed me that Madrid are really willing to sell is that line. They will be willing to listen to offers below 90 million euros. Yes, they value the player up there, but if you come in with your 70 million euros, they might start negotiations to make sure that you raise your offer to 80 million euros. So I tell you, if you look at Arsenal right now, right? We are having, let's say we are selling Martinelli, okay? And a club comes in with 30 or 40 million. If Arsenal dare listen to that club, it means that they're done with Gabriel Martinelli. So with Madrid, merely Madrid saying we shall listen to offers below what we value the player at, it means it's over for Rodrygo at Madrid. And if he's clever and wise, this is the time we should be making a move out of Madrid this summer as soon as possible. So let's wait and see what's going to come out of there. But I'm pretty confident that if Martinelli leaves, Rodrygo is happening. And there is some very, very good news for the people who want Martinelli to be sold, and also the people who like Rodrygo, that Arsenal could actually get the money to sign Rodrygo out of the sale of Gabriel Martinelli. So this is what's going on. Now, a story broke yesterday from Lee African Ghana, great guy. I've interacted with him online before, and it was according to Jacob Benz, and he was saying that the Saudi FA opened the transfer window today. That was yesterday. Al Nassr want to sign a left winger. As they have gone to the central deal makers to ask for 85 million euros in budget to start bidding. Whether or not that goes on Gabriel Martinelli remains to be seen. No bid yet from Al Nassr to Arsenal, but they appreciate Gabriel Martinelli. They have asked for 85 million euros to start bidding on left wingers, okay? And this is according to Jacob Benz as well on the Highbury Squad on YouTube. And it says, I don't have any information at this stage whether Gabriel Martinelli wants to go to Saudi Arabia. All I can say is that an approach to pitch the project to Martinelli happened in January, so he's been aware of Saudi Arabian interest for at least 6 months. From Arsenal's point of view, it is hypothetical. If something that has, it's not something that has any substance yet. From Martinelli's perspective, he's aware something may be forthcoming. From Al Nassr's perspective, they're simply lining up their budget. So this is interesting. On the same day that Madrid say we are willing to sell Rodrygo, Arsenal get news that Al Nassr are asking for 85 million euros from their central deal makers in order to start bidding for a left winger. Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to spend 85 million euros on Gabriel Martinelli, right? What it essentially means is they're willing to look at different options in the market. Like I say, there is Ademola Lookman, there is Xavi Simons, there is Karim Mitoma, there is Gabriel Martinelli, and a couple of other options, Rafael Leao and others. So what they're going to do is try and sound out a move for different players. We don't even know who is on top of the list. Who we don't know. Like last summer, it was Moussa Diaby, right? It was Moussa Diaby. So we don't know who is on top of the list of players that they actually won. But there is a possibility where Arsenal could get an 80 million euro bid or 70 million euro bid for Gabriel Martinelli. And that is the best news. If you're looking to upgrade in that area, that is the best news that you can get. Let's say Martinelli moves over to Saudi Arabia in a deal that would bring us 75 million euros. And Madrid are asking for 90 million euros. How good is that? Like, you have 70 million euros from Gabriel Martinelli. You have essentially signed your upgrade on Gabriel Martinelli for 15 million euros, right? Maybe there is a big disparity and difference in wages. That is the only thing Arsenal have to care about. Rodrygo's wages would be higher and Martinelli's wages are a bit lower. But apart from that, it would be very, very good business. And this is me not trying to say I don't like Martinelli, but this is me trying to understand that as a club, Arsenal are looking to level up. Arsenal are looking to progress. We are looking to build a team that is unstoppable. And if Martinelli can be upgraded on, go and do it. But then there is a player that I don't know whether we should upgrade on or not. And that is Kai Havertz. So This was from Sami Makpo, the BBC's Sami Makpo. And Sami Makpo, by the way, great guy. He's doing a very, very fantastic job these days. Very, very spot on, and he's hardworking. Big up to you. I mean, we know Fabrizio doesn't sleep, but we have another guy that doesn't sleep in Sami Makpo alongside David Ornstein. So big up to the lads. And the likes of Hands of Ozil, who are breaking these stories for us to discuss, we appreciate. So Sami Makpo is saying that there are understood to be several clubs in Germany keeping an eye close on Havertz's situation heading into next summer, when he will have 2 years left on his contract. Do Arsenal need to sell? Guys, talk to me. Do we need to sell? I don't know, right? But they're saying that clubs may not want to sign him now, but they're keeping an eye very closely to his contract situation next summer. For me, with Kai Havertz, this is the thing. You don't sell him if you're not going to upgrade. That's number one. Number two, you don't sell him before you sell Gabriel Jesus. If those two things happen, and a good offer comes in for Kai Havertz, actually, I would love to give him a season where we have a good center forward and see how he performs. If he performs well, we keep our player. If he doesn't perform really that well, we upgrade, we get a second striker, we upgrade on Kai Havertz, and we sell to